What's going on? Once again, everybody, have a pretty breaking news emergency episode for you guys this evening here at the U.S. Capitol. Not a whole lot going on here. There's a school group struggling to take class pictures. Looks like they are all graduating. A couple people walking their pets, other animals walking their kids and going on family walks, whatever. Um, but we are covering with breaking news. We have regime change at DNI. Tulsi Gabbard has announced earlier today that she will be resigning as head of director of national intelligence by, I believe, June 30th is that date. So by end of June, she is hoping to, excuse me, she will be resigning. She will be exiting the administration. This is now the fourth major departure of cabinet officials, of, you can even say, regime personnel. Miss Gabbard, the former congresswoman, even before congresswoman of Hawaii, she military veteran, and she ran and served for, I think, 3 to 4 or 5 terms as congresswoman from Hawaii's 2nd congressional district before taking a stab and running for president of the United States on the Democrat side in 2020. Gabbard she lasted in the race a long time, however, struggled to really gain traction, struggled with polling, never really saw a way forward. She eventually dropped out. I believe she got behind Joe Biden. Ultimately, with some growing frustration during the Biden admin, she increasingly grew warmer to the Republicans, eventually endorsing President Trump for his candidacy for president, and then received a cabinet position, was appointed Director of National Intelligence, a Senate confirmation position, a pretty big position. I remember her and RFK seemed to be some of the more difficult members of the cabinet to get across, along with Pete Hegseth. Those 3 individuals seem to be the toughest members to get across the finish line. However, she is planning on resigning. So the former Hawaii Congresswoman, presidential candidate, and now Trump admin cabinet member is resigning. Many people are speculating that it has to do with her office being raided. Last week we talked about this on our show last Wednesday. Is when the president went to China. He went to China, and then the second he was out of the country, reporting comes out that her office was raided, including JFK files in question, MK Ultra files in question, and others. And the official story that she is releasing, though, that her husband, you have a very excited group of students seemingly graduating from middle school, high school, some educational institution. Very excited here at the Capitol. But back to that the Miss Gabbard said her husband has this rare form of bone cancer, bone disease, and wants to be spending more time at home, being a caretaker, being there for her husband, which is absolutely understandable, of course. And we're definitely thinking of their family during this time. That's not fun news for anybody to receive. And so we're going to be talking all about Tulsi Gabbard on this Friday evening stream. Didn't plan stream this evening, but I figured have a topic and let's see what you guys are up to on a Friday evening. We'll be on we'll just play the vibes tonight. So we'll see who's going to hang out, who's going to stay, and whatnot. So we'll just be kind of chilling tonight. We'll be here at the Capitol for a couple of minutes, but then I think we're just going to be going around DC a lot. We got a couple, maybe another hour and 15 minutes of decent sunlight, so we can make something happen here in a little bit. Cite the Bible, Japanese if straight. Well, I'm not going to try and blank. That's a good one though. Very funny. Haunted Skies with the comical message to start out the stream. Hello, Haunted Skies. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for popping into our stream here at the U.S. Capitol. Are you interested in politics at all or Washington, D.C.? Yeah, thanks for hopping on the stream. You too, dog. Yeah, take care, man. Yeah, hey guys, if you're just now joining the stream, would love if you guys left the video a like. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. We provide breaking news coverage in Washington, D.C. all the time. We're here in front of the U.S. Capitol reacting to Tulsi Gabbard, the head of Director of National Intelligence, submitting her resignation letter to the president earlier today. So we want to be talking all about that. It says, I am a big fan of politics and civil politics, that is. Yeah, definitely. I'm with you there. So, yeah, man, it's kind of a slow news day until this happened. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going on this morning. If you caught us on the morning stream earlier today, I delivered my monologue about Thomas Massey's election defeat on Tuesday. Was not around Wednesday or Thursday, so I had to push that to today. And we were on for about close to 2 hours this morning or so. So we can stay on we can do a third or fourth hour of content for the day. Yeah, that's a good question, Haunted Skies. The replacement. So the president has named a replacement, Aaron something. I read a little bit about him before the stream. He was Gabbard's number 2, like top advisor and whatnot. And it also helped serve under Rick Grinnell, one of the former acting director of national intelligence personnel as well during the first Trump administration. So this temporary acting director seems to understand the ropes and can guide the institution for the next time being while they try to figure out a more long-term replacement. Because I believe this is a Senate confirmed position. So this is going to be difficult to refill quickly. Easy says, what are you doing, man? We're here talking politics in front of the U.S. Capitol. Joe says, why did they raid her office? People think the MK Ultra files, the JFK files, but not a super clear answer, though. It was also when the president was not in the country. He was in China during that time last week when this was at least released. The story broke. So some questions still to be answered. And Haunted Sky says, love from Florida, by the way. Love the Sunshine State. You guys got a pretty big GOP primary coming up there in August. Do you think James Fishback has a shot at all, or is Brian Donald is going to win? Where are you thinking? But yeah, much love here from DC. I'm DC all the time. Yeah, there's nobody here on the Capitol grounds right now. It's pretty well empty. Nothing going on. May have to go somewhere else. Yeah, may have to go. Maybe we go to the Lincoln Memorial tonight. Maybe we really stretch our legs, really go super far on Purple Friday. Continue from this morning. Joe says, hopes you had copies of what was taken. Yeah, yeah, man, it's always a good idea to get those scans done. If there was information that maybe she was legally allowed to obtain, and that's where it gets dicey in a lot of situations. Because just remember a couple years ago, both Joe Biden and Donald Trump had the classified documents situation. This was like at the beginning of January 2023, I believe, beginning of that calendar year. But Joe Biden and Donald Trump both had the classified documents. So I bet everyone's already on high alert on what you can take, what you can make copies of, what's allowed. So maybe not. Maybe she was being a little cautious. And also, so let's go beyond the headlines, kind of. So we hear that Tulsi, her side is that the husband is sick, which is, not doubting that at all. But we also have heard over the last probably around a year now, especially when Iran got hot in the summer of last year, is that DNI reporting, or she had claimed that Iran was nowhere near nuclear bomb breakout capabilities. And that was a direct contradiction of the admin's public position, or at least the president and his team. So I think some people are thinking of that right now when it comes to why she resigned. There was definitely some disagreement. I remember she wasn't invited to all the cabinet meetings that started to happen. So I think it got a weird relationship, but it was at least more time, or at least more well known back then, and that the president couldn't really fire her because the war, the Iran stuff was so hot. So I think she was kind of able to stay along, and then you had Pam Bondi. No, it started off with Kristi Noem. She got axed. Then Pam Bondi, she got axed. Lori Chavez DeRaymer, she got axed or resigned. And then now Tulsi Gabbard has resigned. And between all four of those women, there was about a 2 to 3 week pause between all of them. So this has all happened within the last 2.5 months. These four members of the cabinet have been removed or moved on. There's been some kind of regime change at all four of those agencies. So a pretty big development again on a Friday. So we're going to be talking about this, but if people are talking about this by Monday, we'd be kind of surprised. That's why this stuff happens on Fridays a lot of the time, is that it's going to get buried over the weekend. So that I think that's the admin's immediate thinking. Mud Butters is back from this morning. Mud Butters was on a tear. Tasmanian Devil. Fred's Lady says hello, good evening. Hello, Fred's Lady. Thanks for popping on our breaking news emergency stream, talking about Tulsi Gabbard. Still the DNI head. She said she would resign at the end of June, so she still has a little bit of time. Joe says Tulsi's a patriot. Yeah, she did serve her country. She was a Democrat at a time too. So I said this at the very beginning. A military veteran of some sorts. And then she was a congresswoman from Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District, I think, for 2 or 3 or 4 terms. And then she ran for president on the Democrat side, eventually exiting the race and endorsing Joe Biden for president for the Democrats. But then it grew dissatisfied under the Biden era, and it sought out counsel and an alliance with Donald Trump and the Republicans. Was able to snag a cabinet appointment, was confirmed by the Senate, and was confirmed as DNI director. So quite the career for the former congresswoman of Hawaii. Who knows her next steps, though? It seems to be, at least through her public statement, it seems to be dependent on the husband's health. That's a good question, actually, Cliff. So here, that the here's a question and answer. Okay, cool. All right, let's do that. Yeah, let's put that in the corner. Great. So that's something some people entering the stream will be able to kind of understand what we're talking about quickly. Benjamin says good afternoon. What's going on, Benjamin? Yeah, good afternoon to you as well. It's about 7:15 here on the East Coast in the United States in Washington, D.C. We're not going to spend all of our time on this stream at the Capitol. We'll be going downtown tonight. We'll just see what's going on. We'll not be going to Navy Yard, which is this way. Do not go to the Chipotle in Navy Yard. Grow Maloney says Tulsi stands for nothing. I'll challenge you on that one, Grow Maloney. I think she excuse me, bucked the Trump admin, or at least publicly. Remember her claim about how Iran was not near weapons grade uranium for the nuclear bomb or the nuclear program. But Cliff Chapel Duncan says one by one they bite the dust. Who is next? Jasmine 91. Oh, hey, my friend, long time no speak. From London, England. How have you been? I've been doing well. We are here still in Washington, D.C., still talking politics. Had some breaking Friday news. It is Purple Friday. Happy Purple Friday to you and everyone on the stream right now. It's kind of rainy in DC. I keep joking. The political gods are upset that Thomas Massey lost his primary this week. Very sad day. Very sad. Yeah, sad week. Very good man for Congress. But life goes on, right? Yeah, as I said this morning. So, oh man, was not expecting the purple suit, looking sharp. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, always gotta have that purple on. Trust me. Got the whole fit too. Got the purple gym shorts, socks and shoes right now too. So there's not, yeah, I'm from head to toe in purple. But there's really not much going on here though. It is kind of gloomy. People are going to be hanging inside for the most part today. Jasmine said, but I'm going to say it again. You need that double Windsor knot on the tie to look extra crispy. Okay. I'll have to give it a shot sometime. I haven't been able to tie that way, though. Yeah, I don't really tie my ties that way. I'm afraid I might have, let's see. Deborah says, reminds me of Barney. The purple dinosaur. Purple and white spot dinosaur Barney. That's a good one. Yeah. Some people have said Grimace, the McDonald's character, or the McDonald's mascot next to Ronald, the Hamburglar, and the chicken thing. I don't even know what her deal is. Jasmine says, promise once you double Windsor, you'll never look back. All right, bet. And Charlie Kirk is dead. Yeah, it is. It is raining. Purple Prince, yes, sir. Not you says LMAO. He got kicked out for some reason. Who got kicked out? You can let me go to the. Yeah, did someone get kicked out or something? Oh, Grimace. Oh yeah, the big purple thing. Yeah. Well, they should have kept his birthday going. I liked his purple. Yeah, that berry shake from McDonald's a couple summers ago. I don't know why they ever stopped celebrating his birthday. All right, I'll say jazz or jazzim, jazz. Aaron still says Pete Hegseth is going to go prison. Alrighty, what's the what's the basis? You think? There's a couple of people on the page that aren't the biggest fan of Pete Hegseth. We've actually interviewed some people on the show before that will protest outside of his church here in Washington. So yeah, there's a big anti-Hegseth crowd emerging. Sarasota 587 says New York City was awesome under America's mayor Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, Rudy's not doing that well though. I saw he was hospitalized a couple weeks ago. Have you heard anything about Rudy recently? I haven't. He's still alive, I guess. Yeah, he hasn't died, but he seemed to be in pretty some difficult, some tough health. Yeah. Aurora says, Oh yeah, so like the Venezuela boat stuff. Okay, yeah, some people like have a legitimate complaint in a case to make when it comes to those just blowing up those boats, because how do we know it was actual like cartels, right? Maybe they know through their intelligence briefings and whatnot, but it's tough for us. Yeah, we just gonna have to believe it or not believe it. So not you says so. Yeah, he goes to church here in DC. I don't want to dox it, but if you've watched some of my streams before, you've seen the area. He can't go prison. The God of War doesn't go to prison. Jazz says, unfortunately, there isn't a single political party I align with anymore. The left is too left and the right is too right. There isn't a centralist party, which is the best of both worlds. Progos is this dude, definitely loves APAC. Opposite of that, dude, yeah, we are not yeah, we're on Team Thomas Massey on this page. Let's just say that. Sarasota says Rudy Giuliani is out of the hospital and doing well, from what I read and understand. Well, that's good for the good for former America's mayor. Yeah, and those boomers, they keep kicking. Yeah. Aurora says there will be an ICC warrant as soon as Trump leaves office. Uh, excuse me. They were fishermen, horned the Guardian article about the victims, and says America has too many fake Christians. Oh yeah, yeah. He's not the pastor. He's an attendee of the church. Yeah, yeah. You're correct, Deborah. Jazz says the war um, is a farce. A country can solve their drug issues if they really want to. Look at the Philippines. You have no left in America. Both your parties are far right. Hmm. Why do you think? Excuse me. Why do you think the Democrats are far right, or even why do you think the Donald Trump is far right? Mr. Good Citizen, what's going on, big dog? Wonderful to see you on the stream. Yeah, that was a little loud with no one being here at the Capitol. That was a little loud to say that, but we'll do it. Says most corrupt place on earth. Yeah, it's very corrupt here. I'm sure you paid attention to what happened Tuesday, Mr. Good Citizen, in Kentucky. That's got to be the most corrupt, blanket case study of how the system actually works here. Jazz says, I'm from the United Kingdom, not you. Says Trump is just a crazy guy. And then still says, just because you go to church does not make you a Christian. You have to follow the example of Christ. Right, yeah, I think that's basic, but I kind of, so like, are you just saying because um, the both parties don't follow Christ, they're like both far right wing, or um, both parties have horrible tax policies, are militarized, give power to corporations, not people? Yeah, that's what a okay. So, Grow Maloney actually, I think you'd agree with him a lot. He was on the stream a couple minutes ago. Um, Yeah. Are still, would you say you're a leftist then, I guess? Jazz says, personally, for me, the separation of church and government is what separates the far right and the far left. Hmm. Well, yeah, like, so what might start happening is, I'm sure you guys have here, I'll show you guys the Capitol one more time, and then we're going to move on. We've been in front of the Capitol for a little bit now. Yeah, we'll see it again once we go down the hill. So yeah, it's actually called Capitol Hill because it is on the top of a hill. Um, Honestly, I don't think I realized that until I was like 6 months here. I'm like, oh, yeah, Capitol, because it's on the top of this big ass hill um, here in Washington. Uh, let's see. Both bailout bank. Mr. Good Citizen says, though, separation of church and state means government can't favor a religion over another. And then Boris Still says, uh, I'm a social democrat with conservative family values. Also, are you from United States? Um, Jazz says, well, I don't agree with basing laws on what a book from over 1,500 years ago said. Interesting. Yeah, I think we got got a good little subplot. Oh man, the umbrella. Man, it ruined my hair probably. No, my bad. Okay, we Gucci though. Mr. Good Citizen says government is a negative. It's a necessity, but certainly not at the level of uh, we have now. Deborah says the leftists use churches as shelters and drop ins to purposely prevent people from worshiping. Mr. Good Citizen says, Jazz, no, I agree with that, but it doesn't mean people can't speak their piece. Uh, Fred, Fred team answers our question. I think next member of the cabinet to uh, move on or be fired is Linda McMahon, the former WWE uh, producer of the Department of Education or Director of Education. Okay, so yeah, that he was mentioning the position, um, the the correct title for the position, but essentially the next, uh, I believe, um, cabinet would be from the Department of Education. Yeah, I think that's a solid, especially if the Trump admin, if they're making this mad dash and effort to shut the building down, shut the institution down. Um, Here, let's see. Oh, everyone should have a right to their own faith, but shouldn't get involved in politics. Uh, Arara still says Thomas Jefferson literally talks about the debate about reason of religion, and the founding fathers literally said freedom of religion is for uh, Hindus, uh, Podis, and Jews. Their spellings. Nora says, I'm from Canada. I'm Canadian. Government work in Denmark, Spain, Norway. It is a choice how it operate for the people or against. Not you says, well, if she doesn't, if she does as good of a job as she did with WWE, the kids will listen and learn. Yeah, like honestly, like If you have the director of WWE as Department of Education, just have her like body slam like some bully. Yeah, just get like the school bully, like get some fourth grader up there, have her like body slam this kid, and all the kids. Yeah, man. If you if you're talking during class time today, we're going to call Linda back, and she's going to body slam you and uh, send you to the school nurse, and not just for an upset tummy. It's going to hurt. So you better listen up, kid. Yeah, that would be. I think that would be pretty funny. Oh, guys, I just figured out. Um, so one of those about the porta potties near the Capitol. Here they are. All of the porta potties are right here. There's some event going on. It looks like this weekend. Oh, it's for the Memorial Day parade, probably. Yeah, there's a big parade. There's stuff going on all day Monday here in DC. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little programming update real quick. So on Monday we're going to try Arlington National Cemetery, the cemetery in Arlington, Virginia. It's just right by the Lincoln Memorial. If we end up walking to Lincoln tonight, I'll be able to kind of show you guys it. But the president will be there. He usually um, will participate in a wreath, um, like in a wreath drop off or placement um, at the guard or at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Maybe we'll try to get some live coverage of that. So, then I got to get out. I don't even know what the hell I'm in. I got to do this. I don't want to go through go through no security. Let's see. But we'll try to get you some coverage. Maybe we can try to get yeah, get the president of the United States on the stream for the first time. That would be pretty cool. Um, if we could get yeah, if we could get POTUS on. So let's go to um, let's get back to some of the comment section though. Even though we have the um, all right, Jazz says I went to China for the first time a month ago, and wow, they are doing something right over there. Honestly, it makes the West look like a third world country. LOL. Really? Huh. Well, maybe. What part of China did you go to? Uh, Still says went to China last March, first time in 23 years. It's amazing how much it changed and how clean it was. Joe says religion is one thing, law is another. We can't aid and abet enemies of the United States. Not you says that was great. Tummy aches. Nah, the people's elbow. Yeah, yeah, man. That would be one way of getting those kids to quit talking or to knock off the TikTok for a couple of moments. Let's see. You got way quiet. U.S. has the largest consumer market, and it's protected by two oceans. You would have zero enemies if you weren't warmongers, and you'd be wealthier. Mudbutter says an immigrant working hard or a president creating slush funds for himself is kind of a threat to democracy. MAGA voted in a fraud twice. Aurora agrees about the slush fund. Damon Alexander has joined the stream this evening. Hello, Damon says the founders were referring to the suppression of Protestants by Catholics, which was the primary reason for the Protestant diaspora from 17th century Europe. So this is the Department of Labor. You have these America First, America 250, Teddy Roosevelt, Donald Trump signs. They've been up for well over a year now. Just kind of normal to see these guys now. But imagine if you have those, if you're in those offices, you now get another shield from the outside spectating on you. So maybe they should run a study to see if those offices were, less productive or more productive during the last year or something. And let's get back to the comment section, though. Hey, everybody, if you're just now joining the stream, make sure you leave the video like. And if you're enjoying our conversation tonight so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Additionally, if you really enjoy talking politics on the stream, well, good news. We have our Discord now. Just launched that a couple weeks ago, around a month ago now, probably. And there's about 35, 40 of us in there, and we're talking politics. And they're pretty much all day. So we invite you to join our channel's Discord. You can find the link to that in our channel's bio, the channel description. Should just be able to hop right in, and if you have some trouble, I'll make sure one of the mods can put it in the chat description for you. Mudbutter says the ones who feared the deep state ironically voted in the actual deep state. Jazz says very good point. I went to Shaheen's, which are very new and advanced cities, so I imagine there are areas with huge amounts of poverty. Which definitely not. I'm not accusing you at all of anything nefarious at all. It's just, China. We know that they definitely want to put on a smile a lot of times. We know they are a communist country, so they will put on a fake smile at times. My butter says China's rural population is larger than the entire U.S. population. It's a country of 1 billion people, or more than 1 billion people. Like, we're a nation of 320, 350 million people. We know it just increased by 10 million because of the illegals Joe Biden led over the border. So we know there's, add 10 million people to it, whatever it is. Create 500 gigawatts of stored solar energy. Let's hear, well, the U.S. really got 50, with less planned now. Correct, not you. They, all the members, they're gone for recess, at least for all of next week. They left early. None of them were even here this morning. They all got to go home early. Joe says Thomas Jefferson confronted the Muslim world during the Barbary Coast slave trade. We have no qualms with the Muslim world, as they were attacking the U.S. Navy and enslaving our sailors. Mud says, I wonder why Joe, apparently we're infidels, Mud, and their book says it's okay. Not you says, how do I get a job that pays me for June vacation? You got to get elected. Yeah, become a member of Congress. That's the best. That's the strongest way in which you can become um, rich. Many say. So yeah, there it is. There's the congressional building. So probably last time that we will see that building on our stream this evening. We're going to keep heading downtown. Show you guys um, probably that we'll see what the mall the mall looks like. They're getting that all ready for America 250. That big fair begins June 25th, and that date is coming up quickly. Um, so they're going to start shutting all that down. This city's going to get shut down. Period. Um, Everything is going to shut down. All of the roads, the streets, um, everything is just going to get shut down. Not U.S. Have you stopped by the reflecting pool? Uh, Not yet, actually. Um, because it's kind of well, it's being worked on right now. That's one of the problems is that it's currently being worked on. So yeah, they're putting a bunch of, I think, fireworks inside of, or they're painting it blue. I think is what they're doing. Mr. Darcy 44 says Gabby was a Mooney. Not really sure if that's from a movie uh, or what now. Um, but yeah, I'm not too sure what is a Mooney. I don't know what you're really saying right now. Can someone else help? Can someone help me try and translate what it's a religious cult, huh? I mean, I've never heard of that. I guess I guess good. Yeah, good for me, but well, is it kind of like Scientology? Is it like a whole branch or um Hamadi? What's going on, Hamadi, bro? Yes, sir. Wonderful to see you on the stream. Happy Friday evening, dude. Hope you had a great Friday uh, morning, afternoon. We're here. We just left the Capitol a couple minutes ago. So that's the Embassy of Canada right here. Um, yeah, Tulsi Gabbard, you did have a lot of stuff going on. Uh, Mr. Darcy says, sorry, spell check went wrong. Yeah, I haven't heard of that before, though. Um, Sounds interesting, though, truly. Correct. Yeah. So, Hamadi, you bring up a great point. Is that the head of the DNI is pretty much a middleman and communication and ensuring that all of the agencies are talking with each other or everyone's chatting. Um, so it's a pretty important position. Yeah, very, yeah, very important. One of the most important and powerful non-elected positions um, in the country, for sure. Yeah, got the National Gallery of Art out here. See, everything is 250 now. Yeah, they're going to try and make for the city is you definitely know a big birthday is coming. It's heading that way. National Reconnaissance Office, National Guest Guest Battalion Guest Battalions Intelligence Agency. Huh, dude, you're pretty on the DNI information, dude. Way to go. Geospatial. Okay. Here. All right. Our favorite guy, 2026 dash H1X, the Putin puppet and Assad sympathizer, is gone. All right. So 2026 is happy. Yeah. Popping a bottle of champagne tonight, or yeah. How are you celebrating? Um, yeah. A little more about Gabbard. Kind of mentioned this a couple minutes ago, but some people were suspecting that even though publicly the claim is that her the husband has bone cancer um, and is not doing well, which I'm sure is not a lot. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Um, is that there was also tension between her stance being a non-interventionist, especially in the Middle East, when it came to Iran, and the president's position. That's where there was really the disagreement. It seemed uh, after she mentioned that Iran did not have a nuclear or was not close to obtaining a nuclear weapon, that really upset the president. And we really see ever since then on the number of meetings she was invited to began declining. They were lowered significantly, and just overall her uh, presence in the administration seemed to dwindle. And eventually, she was there was a good out that I think both sides were okay with. I don't think there's hostile blood like there was with Nome or Bondi, but there's definitely not the best gracious stuff going on there. Mr. Darcy says there are about 25,000 of them left. They are best known for having mass wedding ceremonies where hundreds of couples would get married at a time. Yeah. I've never heard of that group before. That's really interesting. I'll have to, maybe we'll do an episode on them in the future. Uh, excuse me. On Russian television, they love Tulsi. She speaks all of their talking points. Bonnie says Tulsi could have read the full JFK files and details. For example, Trump is too busy to go to Don Jr.'s wedding, but golfs every weekend. Well, hasn't Don Jr. been married before too? Maybe he's like, all right, kids, you each get one wedding, and I may not go to your second or third, so you better make sure you love this person. Yeah, who knows? Honestly, Gary said he sucks at golf and that he's a cheater. Yeah, and that he cheats all the time. Mr. Darcy. Well, what's going on, Gary? Thanks for joining the stream. Thank you for joining the stream as well, Mr. Darcy. Appreciate you being here. Mr. Darcy says Identity Foundation is a controversial Hawaii-based religious sect founded by Chris Butler. Hi. Nurse says Trump has been mad at her since she failed him in Georgia trying to find those missing votes. Twin 6 says, did John Jr. go Dad's third wedding? I don't know. That's a good point. Yeah, because the dad, yeah, he's been married 3 times as well. Huh. I don't know. I think it depends on how old. Yeah, like, or how apart the first marriage was from the third. Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say probably yeah. Let's go with. 2026 says, yep, Tulsi was raised in a cult, totally nuts. You've been on here so many times. Yeah, you've never agreed with me on anything before yet, I don't think. Not to mention all of his mistresses and whoever Epstein hooked him up with. Then Mr. Darcy says, sorry, not a Mooney per se, but it's very similar belief system as Science of Identity Foundation. Okay, and so that's what Tulsi Gabbard is, right? Or that's what her upbringing. Amadi says Melania was a prostitute anyways. Yeah, I guess she was in some magazines. Or a high-end escort, if you want to be fancy. Huh. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Mr. Darcy. I did not know that. Now, when I just through a little memory jog, I remember Gab, served in the military for a period of time. Then was a congresswoman from Hawaii's second district, and then was a presidential candidate. Ran in 2020, dropped out, and I think she ended up backing Joe Biden for president. But then there was more disagreements and public scuffs. Um, and then um, got tapped to become the D&I director or the D&I head under Trump. So, but hey, everybody, so would just love to remind you real quick, not really raining anymore, that if you're kind of hanging out, enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Definitely hit that like button so we can try to get some more new people on the stream. I already let the Discord know that I'm streaming as well, so I think everyone knows what's going on in there. Additionally, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We talk about breaking news all the time here in Washington, and we're just out walking around in the city on this Friday evening. It is just at 8 o'clock, but we're going to have a lot more sunlight to go, so, or at least visibility. Then we'll probably stop at a car when we're done. But we got a long time left tonight. Let's cut through. Let's keep going on this path here. Cranky Mullet says no one in that entire admin, excuse me, is qualified for their positions. Cranky Mullet, I can tell, is not a fan of the current administration. 2026 says Harris cleaned Tulsi's clock in the debate. Wait. No, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Tulsi did really well. No, Tulsi. No, somebody roasted Harris. I think Tulsi roasted Harris. Dude, you're good. We're this channel. I'm a free speech absolutist, so all political opinions are tolerated on the channel, as long as everyone keeps things productive, and it's like an actual debate. Then everyone is welcome to chat politics on the stream. So Bondi got fired. Bondi, she's been gone for like a month and a half or 2 months. She's been gone a long time. Eddie says, how is Bondi supposed to learn what she now knows? How is Tulsi Gabbard supposed to learn what she now knows to move into her new position? Are you guys watching the same show I am? Eddie? Join. My bad. Hamadi asks, where is Bondi? So I don't know. I can't remember if the decision was to appoint, if the next person was going to take that, uh, supposed to testify or not. And I think it got to, um, they decided, um, they haven't decided yet. Because I haven't heard what Bondi's going to do next either. uh, 2026 says Eddie. Traditionally, cabinet appointees have vast experience in the departments that they are chosen to lead. Almost none of the cabinet members are, which is why they're failing. So, did Pete Buttigieg have the vast experience to be Department of Transportation head at 2026? Since I can't type, I've at you in person on the stream. But yeah, I'll be willing to um, debate you a little bit on that. Just how to get across the street. DD Saracen, what's going on, big man? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week in Washington. You going to any of the Memorial Day parades or more Memorial Day events happening in Washington next couple of days? Bro, no way, dude. Man, I am being I think I'm the everyone is a leftist right now. I think on the stream, I'm so outnumbered right now. Hamadi, or excuse me, yeah, Hamadi says they're all hiding in Florida. Uh, Cranky Mullet says Trump is removing people who are loyal to the country and not to him. 2026 says Pete Buttigieg didn't fail. Planes were not falling out of the sky when he led the department. When a bridge went out, Buttigieg led the fastest recovery in history. All right, nice guys. So here we are. So you got the White House over here, got the Washington Monument over here now. So we've gone to about halfway into the what I kind of call it, from the Capitol building uh, to the Lincoln Memorial is kind of like the Pillar of Autumn um, and Halo Reach a little bit. Damn, the light just be turning green. Give them a goddamn second. Bastards. My goodness. Uh, Cranky Mullet lists the education of Pete Buttigieg. D.D. Saracen says, I am well. I wish I could attend some of the events. I'm working all weekend. Um, Florida has the most corrupt courts in the country when it comes to famous or rich people, convictions or prosecution. Deborah says, I see you. I'm literally right across from you. Whoa, haven't met a fan before. Um,
And then from like a down.
yeah, one of these days, yeah, especially if you're in Washington. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be hard to kind of point out. So here, we still got the purple gym shorts on as well. Got the purple shoes. We're all purpled out today. Um, so yeah, I would say we could just cut through the grass, but it's been raining the past several hours, really all day. Hasn't let up, even for 15 goddamn minutes. So Jenny Harrell says hello, good evening. Hello, Jenny. Thank you for joining the stream this evening. Yeah, happy Purple Friday to you as well. Uh, thrilled, thrilled you're on the stream. Thank you for hanging out with us, Jenny. Appreciate you being here. Hope you had an excellent week yourself. Yes, Amadi. Yes, sir. I got purple shorts. Says I need a a diamond tipped cane. I could be pimping. Yeah, just start pimping in DC. That's the side hustle to my side hustle. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can strut around like Peter Griffin when he was a pimp on Family Guy too. Oh my goodness. Mr. Darcy said, would you recommend vacationing in DC? I would. And you could even make it like a kind of a ultra long weekend. Like you could do a like Wednesday through Sunday, and you could do a lot in just 4 to 5 days. Um, or you could say a week and do more, obviously. But um, I don't know. I'd say best time of year around now is a good time to visit. Honestly, you can go. The fall is spring like March, April, both good months. You have the cherry blossoms. Uh, End of March typically. Excuse me. You also have a lot of. It just gets very humid in the summer. If you're here in like the middle of July, you're going to be feeling it. Let's just say that. Ren thinks Cash Patel is going to be the next member. That's another good guess. So we've had Linda McMahon of the Department of Education and Cash Patel, head of the FBI, right? Or no, CIA. Man, I keep getting them all mixed. Yeah, they're all so right there. Bondi was FBI. Duh. Hmm. Hamadi says, "Come here, Melania." Whoa. Mr. Darcy asks, "What's Purple Friday?" We just wear purple every Friday on the channel. It's just kind of one of our things. Purple is our theme color here on the show. I'm sure you've noticed in our logo. Um, and if you watch some of my videos, I always try to get purple thumbnails, purple text. It's just a big purple show. Kind of helps us stand out a little bit too on the channel. Hey guys, we're actually trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 964 at the start of this stream. So we're trying to get up to 1,000. Let's see how many more days it's going to take. We got a couple more this morning. Um, we're getting there. We're very close. Would love for you guys to be part of the first 1,000 for sure, though. Additionally, would also love you guys if you joined our Discord as well. It's free. It's really a continuation of the debate on the YouTube page, just in the Discord. So we'd love to have you on there as well. What do I do for? I'm. I used to work in the U.S. Senate for a senator, but now I'm in the private sector here in D.C. I do have a day job. That's why stream times are always kind of random and weird. Just when I can make something, something happen that works. D.D. Saracen says I would ask what you do and like to do on vacation. If you like monuments and museums, then yep, yeah. The Smithsonian and the Spy Museum are the best. Yeah, the Spy Museum's a lot of fun. I enjoy the Spy Museum. That was a cool one to do. Yeah, American or like the Natural History Museum. That's a cool one. American National History Museum as well. Yeah, there's a lot of cool ones around here. Yeah, that's awesome, Mr. Darcy. No, you should. And you also, what I don't think people understand, what I really didn't understand about the city before moving here is that it is, if you had to squeeze the culture of all 50 states into one city, you have Washington, D.C., because most of the people that live here are like transplants. Yeah, they haven't lived here. They weren't like born and raised here or whatever. So it's a lot of people that have been here for 5 years or less. So it's a lot of people are in and out all the time. Wait, my brother rode his. Wait, your brother rode his bicycle from D.C. Or from northern Michigan all the way to Washington, D.C. Dude, that is incredible. Yeah, that's a great achievement. Holy cow, dude. CCS security, non-security. Good guess. Uh, yeah, the zoo is free. Um, the zoo is fun too. The pandas are back, so it's a helps get some. Um, yeah, the pandas are cute looking. I am dying. The bees here are driving me crazy. I've never been so scared in my life. I had carpenter bees run into my face while biking, and I seen European hornets. There's cockroaches and huge earwigs. I think they are. Huh. Yeah, I haven't had a major problem with insects here in the city. Um, yeah, maybe it's just the neighborhood or area you're in or something. Uh, let's see. Mahdi says, like I said, the architecture is from ancient Egypt, not American. Uh, Cranky Mullet says, Cash Pete, RFK Jr., all gotta go. What is it? Hey, hey, yo, yo, RFK has got to go, or whatever that cheerleader chant is. That's what you guys should start doing. Jenny, yeah, good point, Jenny. The DC Zoo is fun. It's free. Amadi says, uh, Cash is unqualified. Deborah's already read Deborah's comment. 1 year is about enough. Oh, living in DC. Some people don't really love it, but oh no, it doesn't feel like. Yeah, it's the fact that you don't really know a whole lot of people here is kind of comforting a little bit. Because like it's not like back home for me. Like people don't really open the door here for other people. Um, People don't really say please and thank you that much. Just kind of basic manners like that sometimes are neglected. Let's see. Jello Donut says there's no such thing as aliens. They, whoa, the, um, some people are in power and they would do anything to change the ideology and perception of life. Cranky Mullet says he rode from Maniac Bridge to DC. Then had then he had an impacted tooth and was forced to fly home. Bummer. Hate to hear that. Uh, Toddler, chance do nothing for me. Are you from the South? I'm not. Well, I'm from Indiana originally, so I'm from the Midwest. Doing ducks. Been following these guys around for a couple of minutes. But yeah, no, and I'm from Indiana. Um, yeah, I was there basically my entire life before DC's. Are you from the South yourself? Jello Donut says the fact you have a self-censor yourself says a lot about what's going on. Well, we're definitely Israel critical on the show. Um, it's just uh, I prefer Zionists because it's a larger swath of people, and I think you can convince people um, a little easier. Yeah, I think it can make sense to people more, um, like by Zionists instead of yeah. These ducks are trying to get every little drop. Never seen a duck's head move that quick. You guys seeing this? They're all perched down, getting all they can. Here on the National Mall, got the Washington Monument in the background there. Yeah, it is pretty cute. Yeah, there's probably a couple dozen of them scattered throughout the mall, I'd say. Ace Tone says, yes, Zionists are a huge problem. A Jello Donut says, Trump is president, girls Jewish president, and the fact that Christians are confused as to who and what Trump represents is a slow rolling, uh, falling off a cliff that will lead to an avalanche. Yeah, and just look, we've talked about this morning when I did my monologue about the congressional primary in Kentucky involving Thomas Massey. Just follow the money. It was pro-Israel groups. The Republican Jewish Coalition donated what $4 million. APAC another $4 million. Paul Singer, Miriam Adelson. Miriam Adelson wasn't even born in America. Um, she was born in Israel. She's a dual citizen. Um, she's yeah, she donated millions. You know, she had a hand to play in it as well. So no, we're definitely fair and honest um, when it comes to that question. Um, Man, seeing the Lincoln Memorial is going to be pretty soon. Here, I'll try and get you guys a good little shot here. Wow, the World War II Memorial. Look at all these people. So yeah, so you guys can kind of see right about there is the Capitol building. So we started all the way down there. Then you got the Washington Monument, World War II Memorial right here. You have like Vietnam Memorial kind of over here. Then you have some other, you know, Korea War over there, World War One, and then you got Lincoln. We'll head to Lincoln right over there. First, let's go to. Let's just kind of see what's going on down here. Any um, any states you guys want to see? So all 50 states have their own little placard. Yeah, a little placard. Um, so be happy to show you guys any of those states if you guys want to see a state. Uh, Ace says, do you have a favorite monument or landmark? There's so much history in that area. I really, honestly, one of my favorite places to hang out is the Capitol grounds. I think there's always a lot happen. It's the it's where power comes, right? Um, Lobbyists, members of Congress, members of the cabinet uh, testify at the committee, um, at the committee hearings. So I think the Capitol grounds is very fun to hang out. So I also liked the Lincoln Memorial a lot. Um, just a very there's a different feel than all of the other memorials. Um, you know, it's kind of I don't know, feel you almost want to be a little more mature almost when you're at the Lincoln Memorial. Um, just kind of, yeah, kind of feels that way a little bit. So the Colonel says Trump has a 99% approval in Israel. Yeah, that's what the president, he was boasting about that yesterday. Said he should become the next prime minister of Israel or whatever. I'm like, dude, you're already doing everything they want here. Why would you need to go over there and serve? Like, come on, dude, get a grip. Uh, DD Saracen says, I was born and raised in DC and so like touring the city. And Mud Butters, his favorite spot in DC is Malcolm X Park. Haven't been there. Richard McDonald, G2B. Welcome to the stream, Richard. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Friday night here in Washington. Says 99%. Obviously, that's a lie. Yeah, like that would be kind of, yeah, it's just why I don't even know why he just makes up a number like that anymore. There's no purpose to it. In Ohio, then you got Indiana, baby. Let's go. Stay tuned says, is DC a nice place to live? I do enjoy living here, yes. Um, yeah, I think it is. There's definitely areas that you want to be cautious, and especially if it's your first time, you don't want to be there at 3 in the morning, blackout drunk, stumbling around. Um, but it's just like any major city, just kind of be aware, just kind of notice your surroundings, just be a little vigilant and cautious. Proceed with caution, and you'll be okay. Yeah, and especially if there's something you're passionate, like if you love politics here, man, or like if you want to be a lobbyist for some group or some company, organization, then this is where you got to be. Um, so yeah, we've had a couple of votes already for the uh, Mud Butter says Tacoma Park. I've never been to Tacoma Park though, Mud Butters. That's like what, Northwest DC or Northeast DC? I've been to Northeast, so I've been. Uh, I used to live pretty much right on Benning Road, near that Dollar Tree and that Ross Dress for Less down there. I used to live down there for a little bit. Not anymore, obviously, but um, I'm kind of familiar with the Northeast a little bit. Navy Yard, definitely, I'd say Navy Yard is turning into one of the worst areas in the city, honestly. Um, did you guys see that? Um, my gosh, that Chipotle fight. Oh my God. Um, that is, uh, yeah, that's something else, man. Are those areas usually African American areas, or is that stereotypes? Uh, well, there's kind of a little like just I think D.D. Saracen. He was born and raised here, so he'll probably be able to give you a better historical outlook of the city. But from what I can understand, is that there's a lot of the um, like the citizens or the people that like have Washington D.C. driver's license and license plates and that have like changed or that have all their information here. Where like yeah, a lot of them were born here or brought here very young or something like that. Um, but all the neighborhoods I just listed were not like known for being predominantly African American, though. Uh, for me, it's a nice place to live. Lots of employment, relatively close to the beach. Great music and culture. I can't imagine living anywhere else. Yeah, in DC, it is very because in DC you're about 4 hours away from New York. So here's the reflecting. It's all covered right now. It's all being worked on. Um, at the moment. Mm. Uh, but yeah, you know, you're close to the beach. You're close to a lot of other major cities in case if you want to have a weekend trip or whatever it is. You have that going for you. Um, Mudbutter says Northwest Maryland line. Okay, tracking. Oh yeah, I've seen that one on the Metro map before. Wrong way for a bit, yeah. Richard McDonald says, "To stay tuned, not know what a stereotype is. Uh, it's just sometimes the messages can come in random order. Um, so I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll just have to see what he says here. And then D.D. Saracen adds that D.C. also has the most African American millionaires in the United States. Interesting. Yeah, it's a very uh, do enjoy DC though. Yeah, yeah. All right, there we go. But yeah, I think we're going to head to the Lincoln Memorial, and then we'll probably chill for the night. Dee Dee says you can also visit the embassies of the world in DC. The South Africa embassy has a statue of Nelson Mandela in the front of it. That is true. Embassy Row, you have all the embassies there. I believe they just had their annual like free weekends. You know, all the European embassies they had their free weekends ago, and then oh goodness gracious, the entire world yeah had like around the world weekend or whatever. The same week that Porch Fest was, which I really wanted to go Porch Fest. wasn't able to make it this year. Indy 500 is tomorrow. If you're from Indiana, I was able to make it last year, but not this year, guys. Not going back to the Indy 5. Wish I could. Trust me, that was a blast last year. But this year, got a different mission. Yeah. Ace says, what's a good spot to eat? Where's their food DC is known for? I wouldn't say DC, at least to my knowledge, is like known for food necessarily, but like there are a lot of really good spots I enjoy. Just and some other restaurants that I've heard that are good from people. Um, Well, thing is, right now I only go to a couple, but some that like used to go to, excuse me, used to go to more, like the Pin Quarter and Pin Quarter. That's a good one. Um, Union Pub, Santa Rosa. Um, there's some bars like Players Club downtown that I like. Uh, there's some fun places. Have a couple drinks at for sure. Um, yes, sir, Colonel. Luckily, I am still in the. I'm right by the Lincoln Memorial, so I'm still around a lot of. I'm still in public area for sure. I appreciate you. You're a great colonel, Colonel. Always protecting the Purple Sovereign's safety. Thank you so much. Joe says, I worked in DC and literally had to hire homeless people on a contract basis. I would never go back there. What employment opportunities um, were going on? Yeah, what were you trying to achieve? DD Saracen says there are a lot of good restaurants in DC. Uh, Maddo's uh, Maddo's Steakhouse is great. Seafood down at the wharf. Yeah, the wharf is good for seafood. Um, it's kind of pricey though. Not gonna lie. Uh, the wharf is a little expensive. Okay, so we're almost at the Lincoln Memorial. And there's good old. They've removed the ramp after like a year and a half. That ramp has finally been removed. The elevator has been installed, so elderly people can uh, access. Go up to see Lincoln. DD Saracen says, yeah, DCS, the sports teams, yeah, and all major hockey, yeah, all major sports. Yeah, you got the Nationals, the Wizards, the Capitals, um, yeah, the DC Spirit, I think, or the DC United. Then like the women, yeah, I think there's a women, the basketball team and the um, soccer team as well, and the basketball. Yeah, I guess they do have DC, the DC Defenders too. Not sure how well you guys can see this, but it looks like it's a veterans little memorial up for up for Memorial Day weekend here in Washington in front of the Lincoln. Can't really see it that well right now. Yeah, let's turn the lighting on. See, that's a little better. Oh, nice. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was able to get the flash on. Oop. I don't know how to turn this off. Okay, there we go. All right, let's remove the flash. Touch. Okay, so this looks a little better. Oh wow, they're all little dog tags here. Let you guys see a couple of them of all these colonels, corporals, sergeants of the armed forces for Memorial Day here in Washington. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on this week. I've already kind of given you all a little bit of a programming update of what we may be looking like this weekend. I don't like the light in on me though. There we go. Um, we're going to try and get the president on Monday. Yeah, we're going to try and get to the see what he's up to at Arlington, a national cemetery Monday. We know he'll be there for the annual um, wreath laying at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Damon Alexander says for a restaurant, uh, Philomnia and Georgetown, get the lasagna. You're welcome. Oh my gosh, I think I've been. Yeah, I've definitely been there before. Wonderful, wonderful restaurant. Great suggestion, Damon. Um, and Joe, it says, I would hire them on one day and fire them a few days later and hire another one. They made job creation numbers look good. They don't count the ones that get fired. Looks like good job numbers. Okay. Well, damn. Yeah, we're going to head up. We'll say hi to Abraham Lincoln. Oh no. The guy just totally fell and busted his ass. Fell down the stairs. His friends are picking on him, giving him a tough time. Hi. Oh, yeah, I'm on YouTube, so I just purple's my theme color. Yeah.
So they can't see the bottom now, so they can just see the top.
Correct. Yeah, they see the professional look, but yeah, and like usually it's not this cold in May. Yeah, like with all the rain. So, but all right. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, I love when moms come up. Yeah, when moms come up saying they love the purple, you know you've done it right. All right, we are here. Here's our good old friend Abe joining the stream once again. It looks like not many people have. Let's just remove the poll question. Kind of different at night, yeah. It's a whole different feel. Yeah, it's a whole different feel at night. So now you guys can get a glimpse of the entire city. So remember where we started. This is the Capitol building. As you can see that it's slightly to the left of the Washington Monument. Yeah, you can kind of see the dome of it a little bit. So that's where we started, and we're all the way down here now. So typically in the mornings when I just kind of show you what's down here, now we're here. And this is about probably what. Heck yeah, man. Yeah. Badass, bro. Yeah, thank you. You guys have to tag me. You saw me this morning. What is really, it's Awoken with Aulden. Instagram, YouTube, any of that stuff. So, all right, gents. Take care now. Heck yeah, man. DD Saracen says DC has major colleges and universities. Georgetown, American, Howard, George Washington, Catholic University also has the Shrine of Immaculate Conception. And Acetone says, awesome. Yeah, man. Um, the purple, yeah, dude, the purple wins. The purple wins out. Let's just say that. Righty, so yeah, hopefully everyone got to see Lincoln that wanted to. We're not going to stay here too much longer. I think it's time to find a bar or go home. One of the two. Yeah. We can either ensure safety for the evening, get me home, or we can play the game called life. And yeah. No, I'm just messing with y'all. I'm going to be safe either way. But now, yeah, our main topic this evening, just to recap everybody that's just now joining the stream, we've been talking about a lot of DC. A lot of these Friday night streams are fun because, oh my gosh, whoa, that dude just like slid down all of that. I thought he was like dying or something. But to our main topic that we were talking about, Tulsi Gabbard leaving will be leaving at the end of June. The head honcho director of national intelligence at DNI. She will be needing to be. There will be an interim replacement for the time being. But Gabbard is now the fourth major cabinet member to either be fired or resigning within probably the last 3 months or so. There's been about a consistent stream ever since Kristi Noem was axed of about 2.5, 3 weeks in between the next cabinet member being appointed or fired or whatever. So Gabbard becomes the fourth. The public explanation was, my husband is ill. But some people are also suspecting that the public dispute with the Trump administration over Iran war, if Iran actually was it close to breaking out to the nuclear bomb, they had enough highly enriched uranium. So there were some public disputes between Gabbard and the president. Ace Tone asked, who do you think will replace Tulsi? I can't think of anybody at the moment that would be a top replacement for DNI. It could be somebody close with Rick Grinnell, or somebody that was within Gabbard's orbit as well. Rick Grinnell was the former CIA director. And yeah, Colonel is correct. The CIA did raid her office last week. We saw that being reported when the president was in China. Actually, last Wednesday, we saw that report come out. Man, so many people just like accidentally left their umbrellas here today. National Guard investigating something. Huh. Yeah, people just like left umbrellas here today. There's like 3 umbrellas. Rogue agency, yeah, totally. You're right about that, Colonel. Well, yeah, they are investigating some kind of package. And guess what? I'm not going to stick around and find out what the fuck it is. We are leaving the Lincoln Memorial, and we're just going to get a couple 100 yards away. Let's just do that. Let's not be silly tonight. But also, we've had it 3 or 4 hours stream time today. So it's really, I think we're all chill about politics. Unless if you guys have questions or something, I think I'm probably just going to end the stream and just probably head home for the night. So unless if you guys have anything you want to talk about in particular, and if you're probably on the stream still now, you're probably in the Discord, or I know you in some capacity, so we can keep chatting after the stream as well too. So it's just I'm kind of running a little bit out. Don't just want to keep talking for nothing. So, but yeah, if you're new to the channel, would absolutely love if you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure that you are liking the video, and if you really enjoyed this conversation tonight, make sure you join our Discord. Would love to have you in there hanging out with us in the future. So, okay, well, yeah, we just left the Lincoln Memorial, and I guess I can try and kind of show you guys where Arlington is. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it all the way. But yeah, Ace, dude, if you're on Discord, dude, we would love. Yeah, you should join our Discord, man. Um, we just basically keep the stream going, and thereafter the stream, you can find the link to that in our YouTube, the YouTube bio. Yeah, we strategize, talk politics in there as well, how the channel can continually progress. And Rebecca says Tulsi is going behind the scenes. Yeah, some big moves for Tulsi Gabbard tonight. Yeah, it's like, dude, really, when you're in politics, do you ever quit like fighting, or you just got to keep going in just different capacities? I think sometimes you can't. Yeah, you never really ever give up, I think. Yeah, good point. Thank you for joining the stream, Rebecca. I appreciate you being here. Rebecca says she's too good and devoted to lose. She is smart. Yeah, I think people, um, like I do feel like there is a level of like lethality with her, that she is like killer good um, at what she does. We just left the Lincoln Memorial. So here's a little shot. That's the Lincoln Memorial. We're here in DC. I think not sure how much longer I'm going to stay on the stream. But yeah, definitely happy to keep chatting with you though. Yeah, I don't think I've seen your username on my streams before, so it's always fun to meet new people. So yeah, are you like in Washington, or do you enjoy politics? Let's get the. Here we go. Kind of show you guys where I'm walking a little bit now. But yeah, let's just find a good spot where I can chill and just go home, probably. First time. All right. Yeah, well, welcome to the Awoken. Yeah, this channel, we're all about studying government power, um, talking politics, how the system and how other systems actually work. Um, so yeah, if you're interested, I think you if you really like politics, you should join our channel's Discord as well. There's about 35 or 40 of us in there now, and we're just hanging out, talking politics, sharing breaking news, and all that good stuff. You can find the link to that in our channel bio and description. More ducks. There's been plenty of ducks tonight on the stream. You got a ton of bikers here. Oh no. Okay, so we've just, it looks like there's some, Memorial Day weekend has started here in DC. Looks like a lot of bikers are walking through the Vietnam veteran memorial with like little candles to memorialize the fallen. Um, Rebecca says, "Yeah, first time on the stream. I'm an American, and I wish Rudy Giuliani was younger." Yeah, we were talking about Rudy Giuliani uh, on the stream earlier. Actually, someone brought him up. Uh, and I remembered he went to the hospital a couple weeks ago. He wasn't feeling well, didn't seem to be in good shape, but seemed like he was able to overcome his illness and recover, is what that user said. Yeah, he's doing okay now, so that's good. Okay, well, yeah, he's healing. Yeah, he's healing a little bit. He's healing up. Rudy's tough. Okay, well, all right, everybody. Well, nice to meet you. Good night. Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. Nice to meet you as well. Yeah, good night to you. And I think, yeah, let's probably put a cap in this stream with that. So, yeah, I think we're going to sign off here. Thank you all for hanging out with me on this Friday night. I'm glad to do a second stream with you guys today. Bro Maloney says lame. No, dude, no way you're the one person left. Oh no. Lame. Okay, well, now that you're on, I can't end it now. And it's only 9 o'clock. Man, you had me at the countdown, bruh. Yeah, I was legit signing off. But here we go. The stream continues at least for another couple little bit. Maybe we do hit up a bar tonight. Just somewhere, yeah, just somewhere for me to really take shelter before finding a better alternative way home. I think is the play. But yeah, dude, nice to see you, Grum Maloney. Dude, some nice little debates in the Discord today. Yeah, dude, the Cuban Revolution though, that's just a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn a lot. And you're gonna try and tell me about it and like the um yeah, like the pro Cuban way. I have to learn about it in a neutral way. It's quite that easy to understand. All right, so it's hard to be neutral when viewing the Cuban Revolution because of how evil. Oh my God. Bro, I'm sure we're not that bad. Like, I haven't, yeah, fine. I haven't learned about it, but I don't know. I don't think it was probably as bad as it may sound. All right, bet. I'll check it out here. Well, that book, I think that dude's like a major leftist, though. Yeah. Well, I care um, because he might have a bias or a point of view or something. And I'll, okay, I can, yeah, it won't kill me to check it out, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah. You make a good point. That's fair. Yeah, just because it's from a different point of view doesn't mean it should just be automatically rejected. That's fair. Yeah, fine. Yeah, bruh. It's uh it's a good mental exercise. Ugh. All right, let's see. Where am I? Where can I find? I don't want a liquor store. I'm not sure if I want like a bar either. Maybe just finding the metro would be good. Making just metro. But okay, well, I'll try and check her out, and I'll try to read the Cubist chapter or the section. All right, deal. Damn. And the China chapter. Oh, because of Mao, I guess. It's eye opening for Westerners. Well, dude, you act like, yeah, bro, you act like uh, you're not a Westerner. Like, are you a Westerner, I guess, then? Like, I know you're from Wisconsin, but like, are you like also like a Westerner, I guess, then? Or did you like move here or something? Okay, but yeah, that's what I was thinking, but just couldn't remember exactly. born and raised in Wisconsin. All right, so how do you feel about Senator Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin? Tracking. Yeah, and I guess you don't like Ron Johnson at all, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I figured you're not a fan of Ron John. How are they brain dead? They just won the state in 2024 though. Like what about Tony Evers? Like I thought dude, I liked Eric Hovde. I like Eric Hovde, who ran against Baldwin. I thought he was pretty cool. Yeah, Evers. I remember he couldn't speak at the DNC. Man, I don't know where the hell any of this stuff is. Hovde was in over his head. Uh, was his Emirati private equity firm POS and over his head. Man, I thought I liked him though, man. Like I thought he was, yeah, I thought he was good. I don't know, obviously, yeah, obviously. Um, oh wait, okay, so wait, he was Hubday was in private equity POS. Okay, so Emirati was just not meant to be. That gotcha. Okay, that makes the. I was like, that's the first time I've heard that before. Um, okay, that makes more sense now. Yeah, I was thinking for a second, like, whoa, is this brand new information? Like a year and a half after the election, but okay, yeah. He was just an elitist banker. Yeah, dude did have a lot of money, and I do remember there being controversy whether he was like actually based or lived in California most of the time. Um, the mustache was based. Yeah, I thought the mustache was cool. Yeah, the mustache was based, though. Here's the Government Service Administration's headquarters. But alrighty, well, what about him appealed to you besides his mustache? I would struggle to find anything positive for any Republican. Well, all right, so it was like a year and a half ago, and I can't remember every detail about his campaign, but I do remember one big thing was he. Oh my gosh, what's that animal? White. Oh my gosh, white wolf. Or there's some kind of like endangered wolf or something in Wisconsin. I think he. I can't even remember what it was. But that like I saw that campaign commercial one day on Twitter. And I'm like, wow, that's a spot-tailed wolf, maybe. I'll try and find the. Yeah, bro. Like I can't remember. Oh my gosh. But dude, Art, you can't laugh at me that hard. It was a year and a half ago. Come on, come on. Um, fine. Um, yeah, whatever. I'll go back and find some stuff then. I wasn't a Wisconsin voter. I can't remember everything about him. And it's like there were so many competitive Senate races that cycle. Like I didn't know every candidate's platform, bruh. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, A for effort. Yeah. Appreciate you, big man. Do you know the difference between when someone gets an E for effort or an A from effort? Like, is that the same thing, or do people just kind of have like a uh, yeah, like people just have like a different way of expressing that? I'm not sure. Yeah, like just something I've never checked into really before. Mm. Well, White House is on lockdown. Holy shit! You got dogs by these trucks, like police everywhere in the street. Yeah, some people have just said E for effort. So, so yeah, we're kind of near the White House again. So we're back at kind of the Washington Monument. We were in Foggy Bottom for a second, but alrighty. Well, Maloney, I think it's just you and I say let's just move this to the Discord so we can start debating each other and something in there too. And plus, I'm going to try and find a way to start heading home too. So, yeah, I'm going to find like the nearest metro or something. All right, you too, brother. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, I think I'm going to end the stream there, everybody. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight on this special stream Friday night. Tulsi Gabbard submitting her resignation to the president. Walked around DC a little bit too. Got to see our friend Abe Lincoln. Whoa. Why did it do that? You guys see that? Holy cow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I probably got way too excited for something that's not super exciting. But okay, well, all right, everybody. Well, much love. Once again, a reminder, please leave the video a like. Also hit that subscribe button as well. Would love to get to know you guys a little better in future streams. So, all right, everybody. Well, we'll see you sometime Monday, probably, unless if there's something crazy this weekend. We'll see you Monday, okay? Much love. A happy Memorial Day weekend.